feel like I talk a lot about poop and jizz on this show.
You don't talk about jizz in front of me ever.
I feel like sperm donor stories come up quite a bit. And here's another one.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for not telling my friend's wife that he is my sperm donor?
What?
I'm a 30-year-old asexual woman who is currently 33 weeks pregnant with twin girls that I conceived through IVF. I have always wanted children, but never really considered them on the cards for me due to my sexuality. But now I'm in a position where I felt stable enough to bring a child into the world on my own, so I decided to go through IVF. My best friend since high school, 31 male, found out about my plan and how I was looking into finding a donor, so it wouldn't be anonymous and I could vet medical history, etc. He offered to be the sperm donor, as at least I'd know his medical history and any risks that were attached. I agreed, but made it very clear he wouldn't be a parental role in the child's life. At most, he'd be an honorary uncle due to our friendship. He was happy to agree to this, and it never once occurred to me that he would offer this without running it by his wife, 31 female first. As some of you will likely be worried, I used an HFEA clinic, which is a legally licensed clinic, which means due to the paperwork signed when I underwent IVF, he has no legal right or obligation towards the babies, which was what both of us wanted going into this. The IVF was a success, as my pregnant state proves, a little too successful perhaps, as it's twins. I recently took my friend and his wife out to dinner to thank them for doing this for me and celebrate being in the 3rd trimester. But his wife was confused when I explained the reason for the dinner, and then angry, demanding to know why we kept this from her. I was just as shocked and asked my friend if he hadn't told his wife. He tried to explain to both of us he hadn't thought it'd matter as he had no rights to them at all. His wife got even angrier at that part, stating she isn't comfortable with their son, 6 male, having siblings that aren't really his siblings, and she wants that part changed so that her husband has a legal say over the girls. I was in shock over this, but said I wouldn't be doing that as I wanted to raise them alone. The 3 of us got into a huge argument, and his wife demanded to know why I wouldn't tell her that her husband had offered this in the first place. I feel very guilty for not checking with his wife first, but it honestly never occurred to me that he wouldn't have done that. So I thought if he was offering, she had to have already given the okay. Am I the asshole in this? I don't know what to do.
This is wild. She's not the asshole, first of all.
No.
The guy's an idiot. What
Cold-hearted.
the hell? No, I don't even think... It sounds like he's an idiot. Do you think that he was like any like actual malicious intent behind it? It sounds to me like he was just like, well, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
I don't know.
That's like some Jane the Virgin stuff.
Yeah, I never watched that show.
Oh God, it's so good. But it's like, oh my God, if I was the wife, I'd be so mad at my what? Like, how do you just do that and not say something to your, oh my God, especially when you have kids together. They have a son together.
A 6-year-old son already in the picture.
And I don't blame the wife for being really not happy about this.
No, and so you almost wonder if like...
Especially because, like she said, she wants to have her little boy have a relationship with his siblings because they are...
Yeah, well,
technically his siblings.
She's not comfortable with her husband having other kids out there that aren't her kids' siblings, or what's the way she put it.
And so that's why it sucks, because it's like if they could have had that conversation.
But I don't think that's what OP would have wanted anyway.
But then she would have gone for somebody else.
She would have gone a different donor.
Right.
So this to me, I'm like, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt that he's just stupid. But I also think you have to be very, very, very naive and manipulative to not ask your wife. Yeah. In what world? Like,
what the
yes,
you're right.
Yes, it's his body. Mm-hmm. He can donate whatever jizz he wants to. But you also have to realize, like, you have a partner.
Yeah.
And you're together. And so, like, it's not cheating because you didn't have sex with her. This is the weirdest one I think I've had to, like, wrap my head around. But it's, like, not cheating because you didn't have sex with her. But you still almost, like, this is the biggest, like, breach of trust.
Well, I was going to say, it's not... I guess it's technically not textbook cheating, But like
in
we
a sense-
said boundaries are different for every single relationship.
Yeah.
And I guess that's not one that you usually feel like you have to discuss or have in vows. But you would think that that would be something you would want to discuss. It's just a betrayal.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't think I would be comfortable with like if Justin was in this situation, had a friend that needed some juice, like I don't think I would be comfortable with like if we were married and had our own children with like I wouldn't be comfortable with this situation.
Yeah.
Like not at all.
I wouldn't either.
I think like, and I think OP, like if
there was nobody else that this person could get pregnant by, then I'd be like, sure, why not? But like, there's so many people out there. I'd be like,
well, and she was open to it.
right, exactly.
She was open to it. She was like, yeah, I'm fine like looking for a donor. I just want to be able to like vet medical stuff. And so she was so open to it. So it's like, why? Like, why? Why did he not tell her? Why did he not ask? Why did he not have a conversation? I think because he knew the reaction and he manipulated the situation.
Or maybe he just felt like he was being a hero. I don't know.
Maybe he has a breeder fetish that the wife doesn't know about.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems very cold to me that he wouldn't take on the opinion of the partner in his life.
It's a cold heart for sure. If I'm just thinking about my ex, if we were together and he did that, I get sad when he doesn't ask for my opinion on like shorts. I'm like, don't you care about what color I like? But I mean, I'm kind of kidding, but I would be very sad and disappointed if he didn't even like think of
To consult you.
to consider my thoughts.
Yeah. One of the top comments, oh my God, so not the asshole. The fact that he has a son with his wife makes it even more confusing to me why he wouldn't have run this by her, or at least let her know he planned to do it. You did the right thing by thanking them as a unit, since married couples should be operating as a unit. And OP responds, if I had known she wasn't in the know about this, I'd have never agreed to using him because I assumed she knew. I just invited them both out to dinner thinking it was the best way to thank them.
I honestly think though this is a situation where once the kids come, everyone's going to be happy because they exist. You know?
But I don't think so in this case because there's no parental rights. Like the wife is upset when the story kind of continued and she was first like mad about like the fact he did it. Then she was mad about the fact he doesn't have any parental rights. I think in her eyes, it would almost be better if he was involved at this point.
Right.
So it might piss her off even more when they actually get here.
Well, once they're still going to be friends.
Maybe.
So the kids still get to see each other. You would hope, unless this really blows up and there's like no contact.
I think this might turn into no contact. The wife saying too, like, I'm uncomfortable with my son having siblings that aren't really his siblings. She's not telling those, or from the story at least, like he's an honorary uncle. Like there's not going to be mentioned that he's a dad.
Right.
It's a really sticky situation.
That's why I said it makes me think of Jane the Virgin, but on purpose.
It's a little crazy.